Hello, it's me, Coco, and today is super exciting because I get to hang out with my friends Emma from The Simple Environmentalist and Susie from Chew on That. If you want to see what they made for the Vegan Friendsgiving, click here whoosh, to see the cranberry sauce and stuffing that Susie made, and click here whoosh, to see the dinner rolls, gravy, and apple pie that Emma made. I'm sure you want to see what I made. Check this baby out. I made some vegan green bean casserole with homemade crispy fried onions and these COVID get-together friendly pumpkin pie cup pies. So keep watching if you want to see how I made them. And also how I completely trashed my entire kitchen because this is what it looks like after I've already cleaned it about twice. Here's some more destruction. To make the vegan pumpkin pie, I'm using a sugar pie pumpkin, organic coconut cream, coconut sugar, cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, salt, cornstarch, whipped topping for the top, and I'm gonna cheat and use a pie crust. First thing I'm gonna do is cut this baby in half. Oh God, wish me luck. There we go. I'm trying a serrated knife now. I think it's working a little bit better. Okay, I did it. The next step is to scoop out the insides. Ta-da! I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm gonna put these guys face down onto the baking sheet and then put them in the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half. 1 hour later. I just took the pumpkin out of the oven and this part just completely deflated. I'm just gonna check and see if it's done, and I think, bingo, we got cooked pumpkin, people. Okay, the pumpkin is now cool enough to scoop, so let's look at it. Okay. I'm just gonna scoop it right into the blender. Ooh, can I just turn it in? Ooh, wow, okay. I could just kind of turn it inside out and peel the skin off. That's kind of cool. So here's my pumpkin. I'm adding a cup of coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is kind of like brown sugar, but I like it better because first of all, look at this gorgeous caramel color, and it's also just a little bit less sweet than regular sugar. Next, I'm putting 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. This is gonna help it have a more solid texture. Oh shoot. Whew. All right, I'm putting 1 teaspoon of ginger powder in it. Yeah. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now for the hard part, the coconut cream. My can opener broke, and so these days we are opening our cans with a knife, so wish me luck. All right, I'm just gonna not do the little hole at the top. And here we go. 1 cup of coconut cream. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go, Just some bonus coconut cream right here. I promise I'm not doing this on purpose. All right, wow. And now it's like it never happened. But seriously though, check out this beauty. You guys, it smells so good, so I can't wait to blend this up and put it in some pumpkin pie. All right, here we go. go. I'm just gonna give it a little taste. This is so good. I gotta tell you, I'm not that much of a coconut fan. Sometimes it's a little bit overpowering, but I'm definitely getting the pumpkin and the pumpkin spices, and it is so good. I cannot wait to bake this up. But here's the thing. Usually you make pumpkin in a pie dish, but I don't have one, and I'm not gonna go and run out and buy one just to make one pie. So I thought maybe I can use my cupcake tin. I'm gonna make little mini pumpkin pie cupcakes. Little cup pumpkin pies. So if you wanna see how I make those, keep watching. I also think that these might be really good to bring to a potluck Thanksgiving dinner. I know that these days it's better not to be touching a lot of serving utensils and stuff, so this is one less thing that you would have to touch when you are getting your pumpkin pie. Instead of having to use the knife and stuff to slice it, just take your little mini pumpkin pie. So this is my muffin tin, not joking. It might remind you of my baking pan that I used in my vegan cheese board video, which I will link here, but I'm pretty sure I got them in the same place, and I don't remember where I got them, but they're still good, so I'm gonna use them. Before I fill the mini pumpkin pies, I need to roll out this store-bought pie crust. I like to make some things from scratch, but one of the things that I do not have time for is making pie crust, so here I am. Okay, maybe it was a little bit too much flour, but whatever. All right, I'm gonna roll this out because I need enough crust to fill each one of these, and I also don't want it to be too thick. So I'm using this bottle to roll it out. Just gonna test out how well this works. Perfect fit. Just remembered that I haven't greased this yet. Got some earth balance and a napkin. Here I go. All right, now I'm just gonna take the extra pieces and roll them back out so that I can make a few more pie crusts. Mini pie crusts. All right, I'll set this aside, maybe make some dog treats for Barley. Let's get these babies ready to pre-bake. I'm gonna bake these now for about 10 minutes at 400 degrees. 10 minutes later. Alrighty. We got pre-baked pie crust. Those look good and they are sizzling. And we got some little treats for Barbar. Or maybe for the boys, who knows. The pie crusts are cooled now, so I'm gonna fill them with the pumpkin pie filling. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put these in the oven for, the recipe says an hour, but I think I'll probably check on them in maybe like 30 minutes. So we'll see. Probably 45 minutes later.
Do that while existing within this capitalist structure. It's pretty much impossible. So organically still best. Like it's still getting sprayed a lot of times.
Oh my gosh. And then like the ground pollution and water pollution and stuff. Make the green bean casserole. I'm using green beans, salt and pepper, some sliced mushrooms, earth balance. This is our favorite vegan butter alternative. Some better than bouillon, a onion and a shallot, flour, unsweetened soy milk, apple cider vinegar, paprika, and safflower seed oil. Next I'm gonna chop all of my veggies. I have a pound of green beans here. We want to trim these little ends off here and cut them in half so that they fit in our mouth. And cut them in half so that they're bite-sized. Ta-da! Okay, now for the mushrooms. Boom! Shallots are done. I picked out this particular onion because it has this blemish. It looks like maybe it was dropped or something. And it's something that maybe I might get in my Imperfect Foods box, but people don't usually buy these ones at the grocery store, and so it might get thrown away. So I bought it so that I could use it before it gets thrown away. Onions done, and with only minimal eye watering. Now you can buy French fried onions at the store, but I'm gonna try making my own. So I'm gonna put 1 cup of soy milk and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in here. That's how you make a vegan buttermilk. Oh wow, that is really making buttermilk. And I'm gonna go ahead and put all of these onion pieces inside the buttermilk. Now I'm just mixing it up, and this is gonna sit in here for at least 30 minutes. Meanwhile, now I'm blanching the green beans, and I'm gonna boil these for about 5 minutes. Oh yeah, these look good. They smell super fresh. I'm gonna strain them and add them to this ice water to stop the cooking. And now that they're nice and cool, I'm gonna strain them again and set them aside while I prepare the fried onions. But look at that beautiful green color. This is why it's so great to cook with fresh veggies if you have them available. Now to bread the onions. I'm starting with 1/2 cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and as much black pepper as I can get out of this thing. All right, maybe that's 1/4 teaspoon. Stir it up. I poured out some of the excess liquid in the onions. They've been soaking for a while, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil because I'm air frying these instead of frying them in a pan, and I want them to be able to get really crispy. You don't need oil for an air fryer, but it does help make things extra delicious. So here are my buttermilk onions. I'm gonna just toss them in the breading. And I'm gonna put them in my air frying basket. And I don't know about you, but I think I'm gonna need a little bit more breading. So I'm gonna add some more flour. It's okay if there's extra. I find that the air fryer works, oh my gosh. The air fryer works best when there's just one layer of food, so I'm gonna go ahead and air fry these babies first and then do a second batch. Okay, so I'm going to air crisp them. I'm gonna go with 350 for 10 minutes? I don't know, we'll check on it. I'm winging this. It's time to get started cooking the beans, so I'm adding 2 tablespoons of Earth Balance. To a vegan, Earth Balance is love, Earth Balance is life. Now I'm adding my shallots, and I've heard that you need to salt at every stage. There's a little bit of salt. Now I'm gonna add my mushrooms. Onions are looking good. Gonna add a couple tablespoons of flour. 1, 2. All right, now I'm going to slowly add some vegetable broth. Yo!
Hi!
Oh wait,
what's up?
Dude, I'm cooking. It's like, look at my kitchen, it's just like wrecked. I'm adding some soy milk to the roux. All right, right, I'm adding in the green beans and some of the crispy fried onions that I just made. I'm gonna save the rest for the top. I'm gonna stir this up, put it in the baking dish, and bake it. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. 15 minutes later. You want to see my green beans? I mean, it looks pretty much.
Definitely gonna be making that because green bean casserole is my favorite.
Yeah? Oh my gosh. Okay, so here it is. It smells really good.
Deep.
Yeah, and then these are the pumpkin little tartlets.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Pumpkin pie cake. Pumpkin pie pumpkin cup pies.
Okay.
So I showed the girls, and here is my green bean casserole, and it looks amazing. I can't wait to eat it. Check it out. You see the green beans, you can see the little pieces of mushroom there, and the crispy fried onions. Give it a shot. It's so good. I always really considered the green beans as a vehicle for the onions. The onions were always my favorite part. I think this one's no exception, but dang, it's good. So much fresher feeling than just like a bag of frozen green beans with the cream of mushroom soup and then the French's onions on top. Like, that's how you make it really quick. This is the real thing. I'm really excited to give this a try. They pop right out of the little cupcake thing. And just gonna give it a nice little dollop of this oat-based whipped topping. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It is a pumpkin pie cupcake. It makes me wonder why pumpkin pie cupcakes have not always been a thing, but I do have to taste it still, so, you know, just gonna have to do what's necessary. All right, look at that. It's so good, you guys. You have to make this. It's freaking delicious. I'm breaking and I'm getting a fork, but damn, this is delicious. All right, I didn't make the crust, but the crust and the filling and the whipped topping, holy heck. Should I hide half of them and tell Brian and River that I only made 4? I'm gonna take this opportunity to mention that, as I believe Susie mentioned in her video, that Thanksgiving has a very difficult history, backstory, and these days, I wouldn't just consider Thanksgiving being a hee hee ha ha ho ho like super fun holiday. We have to remember what the holiday represents. It represents the settlers coming to America and taking advantage of the Native American populations here. So I think it would be a good idea to learn a little bit more about Native American populations as Thanksgiving approaches, or maybe as you're trying to work off your food coma. There's this really cool website where you can find out what Native American tribes lived in the area of the US, and then you can look up some information about the tribes. So I found out something really interesting about the area where I'm at in Virginia Beach. The tribe that used to live here was called the Chesapeake, and they were wiped out before the settlers came because the leader of a neighboring tribe believed that a nation would rise out of this area that would decimate their entire way of living. So they went after the Chesapeake, and it was only a few years later that the settlers came and colonized. It was only a few years later that the settlers came and started to colonize from there. And we know how that story ends. So anyway, all that to say, don't forget about the Native Americans, the First Nation people, this Thanksgiving, and see if you can learn a little bit more about them. Anyway, I have some pumpkin cup pies to eat. Make sure to check out Susie and Emma's videos. I'll link them in the description box below. And I hope that you have a really wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you have many things to be grateful for, even though 2020 has been one of the most difficult years for a lot of people. And I wish you peace and harmony, even in the holiday seasons. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I focus on veganism, sustainability, and radical self-care. You know where that subscribe button is. Hit that like button if you think this video was pretty cool and if you wish you could have gone to Vegan Friendsgiving. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.